Hey guys, Brian or ABC Dude here, and this is Destiny Weekly. This is a weekly web series talking about Destiny's gameplay, story, or cinematic standpoints. This is for those who need a refresher or simply just don't know what was happening during the given standpoint. Now, to highlight how these videos will operate, I will talk about a point in Destiny's history and give my opinions alongside the community's response to it as well. Now, any response or feedback is appreciated. Give a like if you do enjoy the video, or leave a comment saying what you like or disliked about the video. Or you guys can comment what you want me to research and talk about for next week's video. Okay Guardians, enough fooling around, let's get into the video. To kick things off for the first episode, we're going to be talking about Crota's End, Destiny's second raid to be released out of the first expansion called The Dark Below. Let's give some insight to what Destiny's lifespan was like 3 months into the game. Okay, people at this point were fighting in the Vault of Glass, Destiny's first raid, on the daily. Other Guardians barely played the daily or heroic strikes, well, except for Strange Coins. The only time they actually would was when Crucible and Vanguard marks were still a thing, but that's another video down the road. People all in all were getting sick of the same old thing, and Guardians were already at that level 30 light standpoint. Not yours truly, but very close. Very, very close. Destiny was in a drought, and as soon as people were giving up and moving on to other games, Bungie decided to make an announcement. Enter The Dark Below, where these trailers made their first hidden run and filled us with excitement. A shine of light, if you will, no pun intended, to make sure the hype level was in overdrive. All around, new things were being introduced like new gear, weapons, new Crucible maps, daily missions, strikes, and even the intensely anticipated new raid. Days and weeks went by, and thus began the new grind to get the new light level up to play the new raid. Now, it goes without saying that the controversy between the raid and the vendor gear has risen, and people were getting a little hypocritical about the entire situation. To explain the scenario, you would have to know that the light level for the vendor gear was higher than that of the Vault of Glass raid gear, which made it redundant to raid the Vault of Glass again unless you wanted the new raid weapons. I'll go into details if you guys want me to in another video explaining the controversial gear and weapons of Destiny. That being said, people hit the milestone to become level 30, which was the minimal requirement for the raid, and they thought they were ready to take on Crota's End. Like all other raids, Bungie waited until a week has passed of the expansion to release the raid, and people were going mad to see who was going to get world's first clear on Crota's End. People on Twitch were going mad. YouTubers and their clans were readying themselves only to await hours upon hours of torture, until finally, a fire team that called themselves Invigorate Gaming completed the raid in just over 6 hours. 6 hours. Bungie confirmed that they were the world's first to complete this normal mode raid. People, little by little, started to complete the raid and started to get a higher light level to try to max out the new light level, which was 32. Alright. Raid, special, and heavy weapons were introduced as the following. Swordbreaker, the raid's fast-firing shotgun. Lighting the Abyss, raid fast-charging fusion rifle. Black Hammer, iconic raid sniper that has the white nail perk, which 3 rapid precision shots will refill the magazine, and the weapon soon turned into the exotic Black Spindle. Song of Uryu, raid fast-firing machine gun that can penetrate through a knight's wall. Hunger of Crota, raid rocket launcher that's a mini Gallahorn, if you will. If you know Destiny and its raids, you would know that Crota's End is by far the most cheese raid to this date. People from all over would skip the totems just by jumping to another platform just to get to the final totem. Afterwards, players would get on top of the tower and wait until all the ads would despawn to cross the bridge. You could also get on top where the Death Singer was and shoot her before the Shriekers were destroyed. There's even a part where you would actually take out the physical Destiny disc while Crota was kneeling, and he would stay like that pretty much forever. and you would do as much damage as you wanted until he was finally dead. These cheeses made normal and hard mode easy to navigate through, and ironically, made the raid easy. With the introduction of hard mode, it came an exotic called Necrochasm. Necrochasm was a confusing exotic, to be precise, where every time you got a kill, a cursed thrall explosion would occur. Now, I'll say this right now, Necrochasm was one of the most underwhelming exotics ever, considering that you had to do this questline and RNG luck with the hard mode. I don't know, only just to get an exotic that just shoots a pea shooter, in a sense. I'll leave it at that, but overall, the raid primary weapons were unique as they should have been. And here they are as follows. Word of Crota. Raid hand cannon that introduced the triple tap perk, which 3 precision shots would give you an extra bullet. By the way, it's called Phantom Gift in the description, but just so you know, it's triple tap. Just trust me on that one. Take my word for it. No pun intended. The Fang of Ur-Yeet. Raid high impact, low rate of fire scout rifle. Abyss Defiant. Raid auto rifle that has the chance to stun high wizards. Oversoul Edict. Raid high fire, low impact pulse rifle that has the same perk as the machine gun where you can penetrate through a knight's wall. Now, the reason I left the raid gear out is because they're ordinary drops that you can get from either normal and hard mode. Plus, they're different every time you get a raid piece of armor, so I'm not going to bother with that. But I will give you the raid exclusive perks. There's Moment of Power, temporary increase to damage where Oversoul Gaze is up. Moment of Speed, same thing, but it's just an increase to reload speed. Swordbearer's Touch, increase in agility when carrying a hive sword. Hive Breaker, Destroyer, or Striker. It varies from what subclass you get it from, but all you have to do is just kill a hive with a melee, grenade, or critical hit. It differs, just to get a chance of an Orb of Light. Lastly, I want to talk about the challenges from Crota's End itself. And no, I'm not talking about the challenge mode with other raids. Some people took it upon themselves to make challenges and how they would confront the raid. It goes from soloing the raid to beating Crota blindfolded. Yes, I am not kidding you. If you search up Crota's End blindfold challenge, it shows them beating the raid blindfolded. This fucking game, I tell you. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you have any suggestions on what I should make next, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll ABC ya.